या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती. Learning to educate, route to an enlightened living is the topic that we are trying to deliberate upon and extract few most useful lessons for our life. With the help of a mantra from Sri Ganapati Atharva Sirsha Upanishad, we are doing this Gnana Yajna. Tvam Vangmayastvam Chinmayaha, Tvam Anandamayastvam Brahmamayaha, Tvam Satchidanandadvitiyosi, Tvam Pratyaksham Brahmasi, Tvam Gnanamayo Vijnanamayosi. Here, these are the words which are being understood: Vak, Chit, Ananda, Brahma, Gnana and Vijnana. With the help of these words, we are trying to delineate our kartavya, responsibility, and what exactly we must follow in order to live an enlightened life, a spiritual life. And here this mantra is saying Vak, speech. Our speech that implies thoughts as well as actions must always be a conscious one. That means we must learn to be very conscious about thoughts, about words that we speak, and about the actions that we perform. Once we are conscious of our Vak in this way, that very Vak becomes so capable. The Vak itself walks us towards the construction of a meaningful life. Iyam Vak Swayam Samartha iti. In itself it is capable. Iyam Vak Artha Purna Jivanaya Swayameva Pravartate. Without much of our effort, this learning to be conscious of speech itself makes us walk towards a meaningful life. In the last evening, we have understood most important thing, that happiness is but a consequence of meaningful life. With the help of the observation of Professor Jung as well as Viktor Frankl, we have understood that meaningful life is what we are supposed to pursue, and that meaning is happiness. When we find meaning, we are actually finding happiness. Those who are lost into the pursuit of finding happiness can never find it, because happiness as a goal is ever elusive. No one can really reach that goal because that's an illusion. Happiness as consequence, not as a goal. Consequence of meaningful life. Nachiketa has taught us about Shraddha. From Kathopanishad, we have understood that also. When we actualize the religion, when we are not concerned, confined to the adopted religion, when we actualize the religion, what is actualization? 3A, A. Alive, animate, authentic. When we can make this religion alive in our lives, animate and authentic, 3A religion. Authentic religion. Authentic religion is the conduit through which the inexhaustible power and strength of dharma enters human life. And our alert and reverential response to it is called Shraddha. Once that Shraddha comes, in Nachiketa's episode, Shraddha avivesha, Shraddha took possession of Nachiketa's heart. Shraddha has entered Nachiketa. Then immediately, Saha amanyata. Then Nachiketa started thinking. What is Kathopanishad is trying to tell us? A great lesson that unless Shraddha embraces you, you cannot really think. Thinking is a beautiful endowment. If only we can think, we are already with God. Because every thought is the expression of divine. Those who study Vedanta, pratibodha viditam matam. Every thought, pratibodha, every cognition is the proof of Brahman. People ask, where is God? In that asking, there is the proof. Where is the God is a thought. It's a thought. You have expressed it. Where is this God? A thought. And thought is but a cognition, consciousness, reflected consciousness. Reflected consciousness is proving the original consciousness. And original consciousness is called God. Pratibodha viditam matam. Therefore, if only we can think, we are already with divine. The problem is not thinking. The problem is not knowing what thinking is. In our bosom, we find the movement of thoughts. Thoughts going here, going there. And sometimes the traffic of thoughts. Traffic jam of thoughts. Therefore, we confuse all that to be thinking. That's the reason this complaint, that thinking is making me so stressful. No, thinking cannot make you stressful. It is the inability to think which is making you stressful. The inundation of thoughts, that is stress on your head, not thinking. But we do not focus on the definitions. Our spirituality is definitionless spirituality. We don't study the definition. Therefore, as per our whims and fancies, we form conclusions. The problem is the thoughts moving by themselves. The problem is traffic jam of thoughts. The problem is the thoughts called your wants. The thoughts called your wants are not in keeping with your necessities. That's the problem. Not thinking. Thinking is alignment of thoughts. But we don't know that definition. Therefore, we conclude all this turmoil, all this turbulence to be thinking itself. Therefore, such a complaint, I don't want thinking. Please help me get rid of it. Can you teach me some meditation? I am ready to shell out any number of dollars. Kindly tell me to transcend this thinking. Once you have this demand, there will be at least a dozen of people who are ready to do business with you. Yes, I will teach you that thoughtless state. Come to my ashram, be here, do this practice, do that practice. And you will not be successful, and Guru will be ever successful. Because you go to him, you will complain that Guruji, since 6 months I have been practicing this thoughtless meditation, but so many thoughts are coming still. Then he will tell you, while you are meditating, are you thinking about removing the thoughts, controlling the thoughts, etc.? Then you will say, yes. That's the reason it's not working. You should not think. It's something like, if I tell you now, please don't think about a blue monkey now. What happened? You are already thinking about it. Like that, he will play some game with you. He will be ever successful and you will never be successful. So problem is not with thinking. Problem is actually with not thinking. Thinking can come into one's life only when that life is blessed by Shraddha. If Shraddha is not there, in the name of thinking, we will have worrying. Worrying also involves thoughts. It is called chinta. Chinta. एक बार बोलिए जोर से. Chinta. Chinta is different. Thinking is chintanam. Thinking is called chintanam. Worrying is called chinta. Bhagavan in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, 11th verse, tells us very lovingly what are the qualities that we should not encourage in our lives. Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga, it is called. 16th chapter. There Bhagavan clearly mentions what are the Asuri Lakshanas. Asuri Lakshanas, the qualities of demonic person. If I ask you to enumerate a few of such Lakshanas, what qualities come to your head? Who is an Asura? किसको असुर बोलते हैं? So Asura is the one with long canines and spiky hair, like this, etc. We have some idea. See Bhagavad Gita. See the definition of Bhagavan. Bhagavan says, Shri Bhagavan Vacha Chintam Parimeyam Cha Pralayantamupashritaha Kamopabhoga Paramaha Yavaditi Nishchitaha. This is the Asuri Lakshana. Contemplate. Chintam aparimeyam cha. Aparimeyam chintam. One who is obsessed with the endless worry and anxiety. He is an Asura. Chintam aparimeyancha pralayantam upashritaha, who are with such anxiety till one's death. Pralayantam, till death. If he gets a rebirth, till that death again. If he is born and reborn again and again, till pralaya, till the final delude. This fellow has only chinta. Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha. Those whose bosom is laden with chinta, worry. Also, kama upabhoga paramaha. Those who consider and maintain the view that gratification of senses, gratification of desires, and accumulation of wealth is the highest purpose of life, then that person, Arjuna, you must know to be an asuric one. With this definition, we should look at ourselves. How much of our personality is asuric in this way? Worry, worry, worry. Shraddha is not there, thoughts are moving, and that every thought is called worry because it finally ends up there, finally culminates there. Finally, every thought transforms itself into worry and anxiety. This is asuric. I want to tell you one important thing. I wish that you must remember this. Worrying is the practical form of atheism. Repeat once.
Worrying is the practical form of atheism.
You may believe in all the 33 crores of gods and deities. Still, if you are worrying inside, an iota of worry, that's enough. It cancels all that devotion because practical form of atheism. Some people introduce themselves to me in countries like Jamaica, etc. Swamiji, I am a practicing Hindu. But without the introduction goes, we are all practicing atheists. We believe in theism. God is a belief, but our practice is atheism. Nastikaha. We are all Nastikas because Nastikatva is not characterized by the declaration that there is no God. Actually, Nastikata is characterized by worry. Are you worrying? Yeah, that's what I do, Swamiji. Then you are an Astika. Why are you saying like that? When God is there to protect you, God is there to listen to you, why are you worrying? Therefore, worrying is the practical form of atheism. Therefore, it is characterized as Asuri Lakshana. You may read 100 books, but if this is your mind, if this is your inner swabhava, then that is not spiritual life, that can never be an enlightened living. Remember these 3 words. Aparimeya, chinta, endless worry and anxiety. Kama upabhoga paramaha, gratification of senses and desires. And accumulation of wealth, always interested only in that. Kuch mil jaye. I go to Bhagavan, to temple, offer puja, worship, only with that intention, please give me some more money, some more name and fame, etc. If you hold this view to be the view of life, enjoying and earning and accumulating, if this is your dharma, then spiritual growth and enlightened living is not possible. It's not your cup of tea. How about coffee, Swami? Coffee also. Today we are in requirement of transforming our thinking in this way. Coming to temple, singing few bhajans, doing some puja, etc. This is all easy. All these vratas are easy. Sri Patanjali says that one must practice Sarvabhauma Mahavrata. Simple vratas anyone can do. But Sarvabhauma Mahavratani, Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, etc. All these qualities that nourish and sustain spiritual life. This is called religion. This is called sadhana. But today we have somehow made those qualities, those lakshanas which are censured by Bhagavan himself in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, clearly on the face. Still, we have made them the principles of our living. Thaka hi Bhagavan ho gaya. Thaka dharma, thaka karma. Money, money. बंगाली में क्या बोलते हैं? ठाका ही बोलते हैं ना. ठाका धर्म, ठाका कर्म, ठाका ही परमो मता, ठाका यस्य गृहे नास्ति, हाटका टकटकायते. So the shloka is saying, ठाका, money has become dharma, money has become karma, money has become paramo mata. Parama purushartha is earning few more dollars. Parama purushartha. Yasya grihe ठाका नास्ति, the house devoid of dollars. Hataka takatakayate, bartan, empty vessels make sounds. That's all. This is not religion. Moment your drushti is on accumulation and sensual gratification, you cannot avoid worry. You cannot avoid worry. Worrying is so natural when there is the idea of gratification and idea of accumulation, more and more accumulation with no meaning. That's all. Worry will be the consequence. Unless we transform our thinking regarding this, there is no spirituality. Swamiji, why are you discouraging like this? I am not discouraging, I am showing you the point. नहीं, आप थोड़ा सुंदर सुंदर बोलिए ना, शुभ शुभ बोलिए ना, इससे बड़ा शुभ होता ही नहीं. Don't ever love that spirituality which sings lullabies to you. That's of no use. We need a spirituality like a clarion call, which should confront you, not comfort you. I am quite certain after this class there will be a discussion. That Swami who came speaking very softly, kindly, gently, ये स्वामी जी थोड़ा अलग ही है. He is criticizing a lot. Yes, I will. That Swami is making you sleep. He is promoting your ignorance. I am not like that. I care to worship Bhagavan, not your ego, not my ego. I have the only intention of Shastra, nothing else. Nothing else. Therefore, this is how I will be teaching. Rather, I would say this is not what I am teaching. This is how Bhagavan said. Go home and read all this chapter now, 16th chapter. I am giving you the address also. Location, 16th chapter, 11th verse. Begin from first verse. Bhagavan concludes Daivi Lakshanas in 3 shlokas. And the rest of chapter is only Asuri Lakshanas. Why is he talking about Asura Lakshanas so much? Because we are suffering with them. On our behalf, he is diagnosing everything and telling you this is your bhavaroga. Try to find some medicine for it. Transform your thinking. You read all these shlokas, there he says, Alpa Buddhayaha. These are stupids, fools. मैं थोड़ी बोल रहा हूँ. Open Gita, now you open Alpa Buddhayaha. Is there a word there or not? Ask me. So to Acharya Deva. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. Hey Bhakta. No. Modhamate. A deluded fool. Modhamate. एक कुठाराघात होना चाहिए. नहीं तो this wall will not break. राणा जी हिंदी समझते हो ना? हाँ, कुठाराघात का मतलब हुआ hammer stroke on the ignorance. Otherwise it won't break. It won't break with sweet words. Why don't you do this? Hey, why not we do this? You are so good already. In fact, you have attained Brahma Jnana already. अज्ञान थोड़ी जाएगी ऐसी. भगाना पड़ता है उसको, डराना पड़ता है. Therefore, Bhagavan uses all these words. As long as one is stuck with these ideas of gratification and accumulation, worry will be the only mindset. That means atheism is the only mindset. Then what am I supposed to do? In order to learn about enlightened living, first you should understand this chinta. Chinta. Ya chinta bhuvi putra pautra bharana vyapara sambhashane. The thoughts that you engage in raising children, putra, and will you stop there? No. Pautra, grandchildren, vyapara, this business, that business, 100 business at one time. And besides all the businesses, stock market also. Vyapara sambhashane. Wherever a dialogue happens between two people, this is the dialogue. How are you? How is your son? And how is your daughter-in-law? Tell me first. Are you happy with her? What happy? This girl, And what is your grandson doing? When is the graduation party? This is the dialogue. No one asks, how peaceful are you with your life? Do you find some meaning in your life? Are you working towards the progress of your inner life? No dialogue happens on these things except here. Here also it is not dialogue, monologue. Only I will be speaking on it. And all others are simply sleeping or trying to sleep. Why not we have this dialogue when we meet somewhere, in a restaurant or in some hotel, in some place? Hello, how are you? How peaceful are you? What are the spiritual practices that you are doing these days? आपका जप कैसे चल रहा है? कोई पूछता थोड़ी है ऐसा. How is your japa going on? How is your dhyana going on? People don't discuss. Always chinta. Ya chinta bhuvi putra pautra bharana vyapara sambhashane. Ya chinta dhana dhanya yashasam labhe sada jayate. Always thoughts are revolving around dhana. More and more money. Dil mange more. That is our Brahma Sutra. Dil mange more. Dhana, dhanya. Dhanya, earlier it was about agriculture, etc. Now no one does agriculture, no one does farming as such. Therefore, in today's context, chinta about dhanya is, I ate but I could not digest it properly. Is there some husk powder I get and I can eat? What laxative I should take? I eat and I release. If I don't release, there is a problem. These days it's not happening. What should I do? Thinking. And breakfast over, thinking about lunch. Lunch over, what is for snacks? Dinner थोड़ी है, बीच में मध्य मध्य snacks समर्पयामि. What are the snacks? भज्जी वज्जी मिलेगा? भज्जी हो गई, बाद डिनर शुरू हो गया. डिनर के बाद you are thinking about breakfast again. Chinta about dhanya. Ya chinta dhana dhanya yashasam. About name and fame. Everyone should recognize me. Everyone should do namaskaram to me. Recognition and labhe, profits. Wherever I go, there must be a profit for me. Ya chinta dhana dhanya yashasam labhe sada jayate. The poet is saying, same thinking, same thoughts. The thoughts that you engage, the mental power that you engage in these activities, that same mind. You don't require some other special mind. This same mind, if it is dedicated at the holy feet of the Lord, सा चिंता यदि नंद नंदन पादद्वंद्वार विंदेक्षणे. If same thoughts are dedicated to the holy lotus feet of Bhagavan, Nanda Nandana Padadvandvara Vindekshane, Ka Chinta. Why should we worry now? Ka Chinta. To that extent. Why should we worry to that extent? Yamaraja Bhima Sadana Dwara Prayane Vibho. Why should we worry till the last minute of our existence here? Till we die, why should we worry? Even death will not be an affair of worry and anxiety for that person. Ka chinta. Why worry? This shloka is telling us, if your thoughts are dedicated, revolving around divine, then there is no worry, ka chinta. If not, only chinta, only worry. Understand? So, if there is worry, an element of it, an iota of it, this element of worry, then spiritual life is a dream for anyone. Enlightened living is some distant plan, that's all. Unrealizable plan, that too. I am not discouraging. I am showing you the kartavya. Don't worry about what is that life, what is the beauty of that life. Don't worry about that. Don't think about it now. Think about how to address this worry. Take that initial step. Initial step. Therefore, here, vak must be conscious, speech must be very conscious. It should travel towards the happiness in the form of finding the meaning. And all this is possible only when one takes refuge in Veda, Brahma. Veda, wisdom literature. Wisdom literature. Once you study Vedas, once you expose yourself to Vedic teachings, then Gnana and Vijnana is what you will be blessed with. Knowledge of every kind. Knowledge particular, knowledge common. Also knowledge about this world as well as knowledge about moksha. Ihaloka sambandha is Gnana and moksha sambandha, Brahma nirvana sambandha is Vijnana. That means Veda gives you an ability to think. That is what you should learn. Learn to educate. What should I learn? Learn to think. Swadhyaya it is called. Swadhyaya. I know some people are already worried till how much time this class goes on. I love you so much that I cannot leave you just like that. So learning to think, Swadhyaya. Now we shall understand few fine nuances of it. And we will try to see what is the spirit of Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is not a reading. Swadhyaya is not a reading different books. But today, we have formed this equation. Reading is equal to learning and speed reading is equal to much learning. Speed reading, some technique is there being taught on social media also. Speed reading. Keep on reading and speed read. Unfortunately, these ideas, which may be beneficial in reading general literature, these ideas have come into Swadhyaya also. People are thinking Swadhyaya means reading many books. And that too speed reading many books. Social media promotes this nonsense actually. That if you can read 100 books a year, then you are doing something good. A book a day. One more competition. A book a day. Read one book each day. And how to read? 5 days course on that. Social media is full of that. There is something called Bookstagram. Do you know that? Bookstagram. Like this Instagram, I think part of that is called Bookstagram, and those people who are on that are called Bookstagrammers. All that they do there is they post the pictures of most aesthetic books and certain discussion on them goes on. That I read 10 books in the last month. Then somebody congratulates, wow, tell me how to read, teach me that speed reading technique so that I will also read 10 more books. The media places a tiara of being a reader on your head if you can complete few books based on raw numbers. Only on raw numbers you are considered a man of wisdom. अब 10 किताब कंप्लीट कर दिए तो आपको बहुत ज्ञान आ गया, यू आर वेरी लर्नड पर्सन. रीडिंग इज नॉट स्वाध्याय. फॉर दैट मैटर, reading has no place in Indian culture. Indian culture is Shravana Parampara, not reading Parampara. Shravana Parampara. Then Swami, why do we have so many books in our culture? Vedas themselves are voluminous, and Upanishads, Bhagavata, Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and they are not small booklets. Vedas have around 10,160 mantras, around 11,000 you can say. 11,000 mantras we have today, the availability. Vedas. Mahabharata, a small composition of 1 lakh verses. Srimad Ramayana, 24,000 shlokas. Bhagavatam, 18,000 shlokas. All Puranas put together more than 1 lakh shlokas. Why do we have so many books? If not, reading is our prayojana. If reading is not encouraged here, why do we have these many books? These many books, are they not meant for reading? No. 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 They are meant for Shravana, Swadhyaya. Now please contemplate. When I am reading a book, if I am speed reading it or finding some techniques, memory techniques, etc., all that is not spiritual, all that is not Swadhyaya. Because this topic has come, speed reading topic, let me tell you, speed reading is like watching a movie with 5x speed to know the story. That's called speed reading. Now my contention is, if at all your intention is only to know the story, read a review. Why you are playing the movie at 5x speed? Now Swamiji, I should get the storyline, that's all. No. Movie is not meant for storyline. Movie is also meant for you to enjoy the play of shadow and light. Not these two characters singing some songs. Unemployed girl and unemployable boy. Going around trees and singing songs. Movie is not about that. It is about the play of light and shadow, the plethora of colors, and the change of climates. In your day-to-day life, you cannot enjoy all climates. All seasons you cannot enjoy in one day. But in a movie, you are given a chance. Your mind gets a chance to enjoy all that. I am teaching you the art of watching movies now. How to watch a movie. Like this, enjoy that color. The game of shadows. Different seasons. This is what movie watching really is. If you don't do all that, you are playing the movie at 5x speed just to know the story. What story you have understood? What movie you have enjoyed? Similarly, with the help of some speed reading this and that, I have completed Ramayana in 10 days. Wow! भागवत सप्ताह करेंगे. सप्ताह में क्या मिलेगा आपको? In a way, भागवत सप्ताह, in a way, is अन्याय to भागवत. भागवत को समझने के लिए इतना लीजर चाहिए अंदर. You need a great inner leisure. In the very first shloka it is said, don't listen to Bhagavata. Drink Bhagavata. Pibata Bhagavatam. Rasikaha bhuvi bhavukaha. Muhuraho. Rasikaha, with invoking the right emotions. Enjoy drinking Bhagavata. How should I drink? Karnaputena. Pravishta karnarandhrena. Swanam bhavasaroruham. Dhunoti shamalam Krishna. Salilascha yatha sharat. one who is drinking Bhagavata through his ears. Then Bhagavan Krishna enters that person through these ears, and Bhagavan enters that person's heart and cleans his heart of the mud of samsara. This is Bhagavata. So not speed reading. 10 दिन में भागवत पढ़ लिए. In 10 days I have completed Ramayana. Mahabharata, 1 year I finished Mahabharata, Swamiji. Don't finish. Try to find the answer. Spirituality is not about finishing the books. Spirituality is about finding the answers. Only with the help of one book, if you can find the answers for your life, that book has become Veda for you. You don't require 1,000 books. Also, you don't require to speed read all of them. Reading them at 5x speed. Missing away the beauty of the play of shadow and light of human emotions, moods, the climates and seasons of life. All our appreciation is confined in chanting. Vasanto asyasidajyam grishma idmasharadhavihi. Only chanting. But that same Grishma, that same Vasanta, those same seasons and climates, they come in your life. Merely not externally, but also internally. Now, right now, for some of you, all this is Vasanta, bringing about new blossoms of understanding. For some people, it is Grishma, scorching heat. Baba, how much time he will take now? Scorching heat. For some, right now is rainy season. They are experiencing the blessings of Bhagavan being showered on them. Right now, all these seasons are going on. If study of the scripture is not able to make you sensitive enough to experience those seasons inside, how can you become a seasoned reader? Correct or not? Enjoy all those seasons. So too moods, sometimes dark moods. There is no particular cause, but you feel dull, confused. What is this? Let it be, enjoy. No, I want to know the cause for it. Don't try to know anything. That is how mind is. Prakasham cha pravrittin cha mohameva cha pandava. Arjuna, this is how the character of mind is. Sometime prakasha, sattva guna, therefore full of knowledge, wisdom, shining brightness. Pravritti, sometimes unnecessarily it goes into the issues of others and faces embarrassment, agitation, pravritti. Mohameva cha pandava, moham, delusion, dark mood, sometimes it comes. Don't worry, Arjuna, that's how it is. The play of shadows and light. Also the inner landscape. You talk about that Chidakasha. In your scriptures, this word often comes. Chidakasha. Try to experience that. The scriptural study must give us an opportunity to understand that inner landscape. Enjoying those inner seasons. Then that is called study. Otherwise, merely reading them will not give us the real benefit. Rather, it confuses us. I am telling you, it confuses us. You will arrive at wrong conclusions. Scripture says something and you will understand some other thing. After narrating elaborately the story of Savitri and Satyavan, the speaker asked the listeners, What did you understand through this story? Now one gentleman gets up and says that I have understood the intent of the story. What is that? A man can escape death but not the wife. This is the lesson. Man can escape death, not the wife. Savitri Satyavan story. This is the import that he has understood. This is called buddhi. Buddhi allo buddhi. We have learnt Gita, we have learnt Bhagavata, we have learnt all this. Still, chinta maparimeyancha is our reality. What we have learnt? The presence of worry cancels everything. Therefore, remember for good that Swadhyaya is not reading. It is listening. Swamiji, when I am reading like this, how can I listen? If I go to a Mahatma and that Mahatma is teaching, then only I can listen. Correct? When I am doing the Adhyayanam of Ramayana, Bharata, Bhagavata, Upanishad, how this word Shravanam fits in here when I am holding Ramayana and reading like this. Be very attentive. Be very attentive. I want all of you to be with me now. Because here lies the secret of Swadhyaya, Shravana. When I am holding a book of Ramayana, Upanishad, etc., my eyes are going through the words, the printed words, sentences. How can I do Shravanam now? How can that be called Shravanam? Yes, that can be called Shravanam. When you are reading, you are also getting the information, right? The new information. Yes. Correct or not? Yes. You should give your mind and heart an opportunity so that the newly received knowledge and the existing knowledge can have a dialogue. And you are just listening to it. That is called Swadhyaya. I read about na vittena tarpaniyo manushyaha kathopanishad na vittena tarpaniyaha ayam manushyaha. Nachiketa tells Yamaraja that Yamaraja, you are so gracious to bestow upon me so much wealth, but still I feel saha amanyata khalu. He's thinking, still I feel no human heart can ever be satiated by any amount of wealth. Na vittena ayam manushyaha tarpaniyaha. Now you read that. Your eyes read those words, you picked up and you got this vivaksha that by any amount of wealth the human heart finds no contentment. Right? This is a new piece of information, new knowledge has come. And we have the existing knowledge already. The knowledge as a result of rote learning, unconscious learning, experientially picked up wrong lessons. We have a repository of that in our head and bosom. And what is that saying? By more and more wealth, we can command more and more comforts. Thaka dharma, thaka karma, thaka hi paramo mata. You have that knowledge in you. Having received this new information from Kathopanishad, now give some time for your mind to absorb this and let there happen a dialogue between this new knowledge and that existing knowledge. A samvada must happen inside. And who are you now? You are the one who is listening to that samvada. You are doing shravana. You are not reading. You are doing shravana. Correct? Swadhyaya is equal to shravana, not reading. Atma va are drashtavyaha shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavya. Shrotavya, you should listen. Listening leads you to learning, not reading. Reading can never lead you towards learning, towards understanding, towards anything. Reading always gives you a momentary, a temporary pleasure of an illusion of understanding. You are smart for a moment. You are only smart for a small moment. After that, all is gone. Nothing can be committed to long-term memory with the help of reading. Any amount of reading, speed reading, slow reading, this reading, that reading, any amount of reading is like writing on the sand. It is there now and it is gone with a wave. All the noble virtues, all the teachings of Gita, ananyashchintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. It is like in our lives, because we only read it. We only read it. It is like a writing on the sand. Not even writing, scribbling on this sand. It is there. But how long? One wave comes, that's all. A wave of what will happen to me and my life after 5 years. That's all. All this is wiped out. Am I not talking our experience? That we keep losing faith. We keep forgetting the promises of Bhagavan. We have more faith on insurance than Gita Vakya. That is the reason our LIC adopted this line. Yogakshemam vahamyam. भगवान का बात पे विश्वास क्यों नहीं रख सकते हैं हम? Because never a dialogue happens. Our existing knowledge remains as it is, and the so-called new knowledge of spirituality remains aloof. No dialogue happens. If everything is okay, then you entertain yourself with all this new information that you pick up. You are making use of it as an ego booster. Not ego buster, ego booster. मैं तो बहुत गीता पाठ करता हूँ, भगवान पे इतना विश्वास है, etc. But when it comes to practical living and practical terms, there is no Bhagavan to be seen around. Wiped away. This inner dialogue of the new knowledge and the existing knowledge and the scriptural knowledge must win over the inappropriate existing knowledge. Whatever is inappropriate, the scriptural word, it is called word of Bhagavan. This Vak must win over all that. This is called Swadhyaya. Not simply reading. So Swamiji, to do Swadhyaya in this way, is there anything that you can teach us so that we can continue our journey? Reiterate it. Yes, I will give you a word now. You just retain this word, keeping this word as background, as support. If you read, it becomes Swadhyaya because it takes you to the dialogue. And that is IRS.
IRS.
I know in America what it means. Huh? This is different. Intentional reading. Don't randomly read. Just like that, I want to read this book. Oh, in this book exhibition, I picked up this book. I grabbed this book. Don't grab. Don't pick up. Have intention of reading. Intentionally read. No random reading. You should have a very clear answer when someone asks you, why are you reading Viveka Chudamani? You should have clear, precise answer. I am reading Viveka Chudamani because many others are also reading, and whoever reads and quotes from Viveka Chudamani is respected a lot, therefore I want to read it. Gaya bhaad mein gaya, aapka reading pura bhaad mein gaya. That's not reading. Intentionally, you should have answer. I want Viveka. That means I have realized that I am lacking in Viveka, discerning power. To nourish it, to re-invite it, I am studying Viveka Chudamani. Clear cut intentionality. No random reading. People take to random reading and they feel stressed. That's the reason why they want some speed learning and all that. If one is enjoying the book, one will not bother with speed learning techniques. What happens, they come under influence. Certain labels are there. The labels corrupt you. Labels. Moment the word label comes, it inebriates. It inebriates. Any label. Go to duty-free shop and see. You will learn all this. इसे बैठने से थोड़ी आता है. Go to duty free and see. Many labels are there. Every label is meant to inebriate the senses. So too there are labels called must read. Must read, that's okay for whom? Not for everyone. Not everything is meant for everyone. But some label must read. Bestseller. Third one. Recommended by Mr. Warren Buffett. Then I will read. Must read. Bestseller. And here is this our grand old man. And for us, he is the icon of success. Why? Taka dharma, taka karma. Shankaracharya is not our Jagat Guru. These people, I am not criticizing Mr. Buffett. I have great respect for him, but for the sake of this discussion. So he is your hero. And Mr. Buffett suggests something, read this. And we don't have any acumen, no background. Still we want to read that now. Tvara. Our life is being buffeted in the ocean of transmigration. Still you run after the recommendations of Mr. Buffett. How many people are successful people after reading Mr. Buffett? Tell me. Maybe one or two. And those one or two, I am quite sure they could have been more successful if they have not read these books. But we come under that influence. Must read. This, that. Chalo. I will read. No. Don't worry. 100 books may be there. If something does not address your problem, that book is not meant for you. Certainly not meant for you. Not every chapter of Gita is meant for you right now. You may be requiring only one shloka. Then your attention must be on that shloka. That shloka is Gita for you. That shloka is entire Upanishads for you. Need not worry about reading. Intentional reading must be our motive. Intentional reading. Clear intention. Number 2, R. Right reading. Right way of reading. It must be purpose-driven activity, not time pass activity. I am reading this book because there is so much time for me. Therefore, I started reading Mahabharata. No, purpose-driven. Always purpose-driven must be the activity of reading. If reading to be a purpose-driven activity, you must know what is your purpose. Therefore, you must have some idea about your purpose. Swamiji, my purpose is Atma Vidya, Brahma Jnana, Aham Brahmasmi. Come on, give me a break. Don't say all that. Your purpose is not Brahma Vidya. அது உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், பெருமாளுக்கு தெரியும், எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். Except you, everyone knows that. Brahma is not your purpose. Why are you hasting? No, Swamiji, Brahma Jnana is what I am striving for. If suppose Bhagavan comes and tells you, right now I will give you Brahma Jnana, come with me. How many of us are ready to go? Bhagavan is everywhere, no, Swamiji. Therefore, I will be with my friends and family. But I will realize God here. Now, Bhagavan says, no, not here. Come to Vaikuntha at once. God, you must be joking. I know, you are joking. What Brahma Jnana? Who got Brahma Jnana on rocking chair? But don't tell all that. It's all picked up, inherited, borrowed. Our purpose right now is what? See, to arrive at the purpose, I will give you one sutra. There is no confusion in this. Right now, at this stage of life, what is mind curious about, that is your purpose. At this stage of life, what is mind curious about. It is curious about how to lead a healthy life. Then that health must be your purpose now. It is bit curious about, okay, I need some more money to meet these desires, etc. Some more requirement is there to order a right setup. If at all it is curious, in a real sense, then artha is your purpose now, right now. I am not saying that is the purpose. Right now, the predominant purpose must be artha. Like that. Right now, what is the curiosity of the mind? What mind wants to pursue? Try to understand that. Give yourself leisure to discover all this. Don't depend on some guru that he will give the answer. No. You be with yourself. Try to find out man kahan hai. But Swamiji, we are born into Indian culture. Moksha is parama purushartha, we are taught. Correct. Keep moksha as parama purushartha. And as part of moksha sadhana, now perceive artha, kama, dharma, all this. I want to become a doctor. To become a doctor, I will pass high school. I have to pass plus two. Back in India we say plus 2, I don't know what you say. And undergraduation, etc. You must pass all that. You are pursuing all that with the vision of becoming a doctor, right? So too, I want moksha. Instead of simply talking about it, I keep it as parama purushartha, the ultimate goal. In reaching that goal, I will make artha, kama, everything supportive roles. Pursue that. That is your goal. Purpose driven. Accordingly you study. Accordingly read. Also read something about moksha, dharma. That's all okay. That's enough. That's enough. This is right reading. Then third one, IRS, right? S is slow reading. Don't rush to finish the book. Because in the most significant areas of life, haste delays. Haste is the cause of delay. There is a beautiful Subhashita I want you to learn. Chant after me. Shanaih pantha, shanaih kantha, shanaih parvatalanghanam, shanair vidya, shanair vittam, panchaitani, shanaihi. The Subhashitakara is saying, shanaihi, slowly and slowly, step by step. Etani pancha. These 5 aspects must be accomplished slowly, step by step. What are they? Shanaihi pantha. The road is traversed slowly, step by step. Also, the road is laid slowly. Not overnight that a road comes from here to there. Slowly it is laid. And you have to walk step by step. Shanaihi pantha. Shanaihi kantha. Kantha means cloth. The cloth is woven slowly, thread by thread. It's not that we put a lump of cotton and comes the fabric. No. It is thread by thread, weaving thread by thread. Shanaihi kantha. Shanaihi parvatalanghanam. Mountains are climbed inch by inch. Shanaihi. No one jumps inch by inch. You can watch those mountaineers who try to scale the biggest peaks. How they go? Slowly, inch by inch. If they can make 1 meter, it's a great success for them on certain cliffs, because any inadvertence results in precipitous fall. So too there are some inner summits which you are to scale. Peace is that summit. Happiness is that summit. Wisdom is that summit. They are summits. They are Girayaha, mountains. On those mountains Bhagavan resides. He is Girishantaha. He resides on the mountain of wisdom. There is a mountain waiting inside for you to scale. You cannot simply jump inch by inch. Shanaihi parvatalanghanam shanair vidya. So too knowledge is acquired, education is possible slowly and gradually. Tatkal mukti nahi mil sakti. Even in India, Tatkal ticket we don't get. The ticket is called Tatkal, you don't get on the right time. Give me Brahma Vidya Swamiji. Just like that. Put your hand on my head. Okay. Bless me with Brahma Jnana. कहाँ से होगी? Vidya is Shanaihi. Slowly, gradually. So to Shanair Vittam, wealth must be accumulated gradually, step by step. Wealth that is the result of greed can never make you wealthy. You will have money with you, but you are not a wealthy person. That glory of being wealthy, a sense of being wealthy, that won't come. All these upstarts, they have money, but they don't have sense of wealth. Therefore, the wealth which is accumulated slowly with right efforts, right planning, right methods of saving, that alone is wealth. So, pantha, road, kantha, cloth, parvatalanghanam, climbing, education, vidya, and vittam, wealth, these 5 must always be accumulated slowly and slowly. Swadhyaya is vidya. Therefore, how it must be? Slowly, intentionally and properly, as well as slowly you should read. Don't over consume. Give a chance to your mind to absorb, digest, assimilate. Knowledge is not that which is in the books. After closing the book, what remains with you is called learning, is called knowledge, is called wisdom. Some Swamis don't like this, but I want, though I like or not, I want, because when we clap, people who sleep, they will get up. They get a chance to hear. So, किताब में ज्ञान नहीं होती है. कितने लोग हिंदी जानते हैं? मैं बार बार हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, हंसो में नहीं आता. क्या बात है. किताब में ज्ञान छिपी नहीं होती है. जब आप किताब बंद करते हो, आपके साथ जो रहती है, राह पे चलती है, वो ज्ञान होती है. So Swadhyaya, the result of Swadhyaya is this: when you close the book, when you close the book of Ramayana, Rama must be with you. When you close the book of Mahabharata, all those great men of virtue and character, they must be with you as your companions, psychological companions. That is called Swadhyaya. That is the spirit of Swadhyaya. So Shravana, not reading. Let the ideas have a dialogue. Also the books you read 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 month ago, the book you are reading now, they should converse with each other. And you should enjoy that conversation. One concept of this book is having a dialogue with some other concept, and both of them have discovered a unison between them. Each concept is linked to all other concepts across the books. Only when you discover that. स्वाध्याय. एक बार स्वाध्याय का मतलब आपको इस तरह समझ में आई तो whatever the book you are reading is okay. Ramayana is as good as reading Bhagavata. Bhagavata reading helps Mahabharata. Mahabharata reading helps Vedanta. Vedanta. Everything is one. Ekasmin tatparyaha. Not 100 tatparyas. They all culminate into one tatparya. This is called Samanadhikaranya. Unless you arrive at Samanadhikaranya, there is no Vedanta for you. I know I am being technical, but it is required. Technical words you must learn and retain. Unless you arrive at Samanadhikaranya, oneness, ekasmin tatparya, you cannot touch Vedanta. There is Vishnu Sahasranama. You know Vishnu Sahasranama? There are 1,000 names of somebody. 1,000 names. But all those 1,000 names, though describing different qualities, different encomiums and epithets of Bhagavan, all are concluding into one called Vishnu. Different name, different sound, different quality, different story, but all are having tatparya in Vishnu. That is called Samanadhikaranya. The world of plurality, the internal world of plurality, the plurality of these many concepts and words, all culminate into one tatparya. Vedanta becomes alive and kicking. It kicks your ajnana. That is called Swadhyaya. Also, Swadhyaya gives you enough evidence to understand for yourself why something matters to you. Otherwise, you will not get strength to walk on this path. Very difficult it is, spiritual path. Kshurasya dhara, walking on razor's edge sometimes. You require great strength. From where it comes? You need some evidence. Being with myself is peace. This statement is making sense to you. So to worshipping Bhagavan is the source of happiness, peace, contentment. Takuvemi manaku Ramundokadundu varaku Pakatroduga Bhagavantudu munu Chakradhari Chantaneyundaga. For someone, this is making sense. Takkuvepi manaku. What are we lacking? Ramudu pakkanundu varaku. When Bhagavan is standing beside me, what is that I lack? It is making sense to someone. So too, peace, contentment, happiness I will get when I approach wisdom literature, serve Mahatmas, do seva, do dhyana, japa, kirtana, bhajana. It's making sense to you. While the entire world is dismissive of it. Entire world, your own family members are dismissive of that. What are you talking? Worshipping God will bless you with peace, happiness, wealth, etc. Are you gone mad or what? जाना है भजन कीर्तन करना, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, पूरा वहीं थोड़ी रहेंगे. People are dismissive because this is not making sense to them. But fortunately, it is making sense to you. To sustain that, you now need some evidence. Enough evidence to support you. Otherwise, you will start doubting this. Whole world is dismissive of it. Why am I thinking like this? World is thinking of other things. I am thinking of God. Am I crazy? You will get doubt, samshaya, if evidence is not there. It is called viparyasa in Vedanta. Differences will come. So you will start doubting your own findings. At that time you need something to anchor. something to answer all these worldly fellows. आपको अगर शांति की बात समझ में नहीं आ रही है, that's because it's not making sense to you. But for me it is making sense. I will pursue. And that evidence will be provided by Swadhyaya. एक बार वैसी एविडेंस मिल जाए मन को, हृदय को, that will never ever waver from the path. ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन, वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी, महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली, मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी. ऐसी लागी लगन. मीरा जी प्रिंसेस ऑफ चित्तौड़गढ़. राणा जी आपके रिश्तेदार होंगे. राणा ने विष दिया मानो अमृत पिया. Imagine this princess singing Bhagavan's glory on footpaths, roads. We are not able to sing. Definitely we are not that rich and wealthy like Meera ji. I am quite sure. उनका जो महल है ना, 2 दरवाजा आप नहीं खरीद सकते with all your dollars. But still, bhajan, kirtan, you are so conscious of your so-called image. What made that princess leave away the image and all that and come onto the roads and sing the glory? And people are saying she has gone mad. ये भावरी हो गई, ऐसे बोलने लगी. लोग कहे मीरा भावरी रे, सास कहे कुलनाशी रे, पग गुंगर बांध मीरा नाची रे. People are saying she has gone mad. And as usual, this mother-in-law, this specimen, he started cursing, Kulanashi re, destroyer of the clan. Still, nothing can shake the heart of Meera ji. Why? She found the evidence of Bhagavan's presence in her heart. It is not some superficial teaching that she read somewhere, that God is there in your heart, she read somewhere. No, she got an evidence. If we get such evidence, we will also be like that. We are unable to follow the path of devotion because presence of God is a piece of information for us, not evidence. Practicing the presence of God. There is a small booklet by Brother Lawrence, wherein he has mentioned how to feel the presence of Christ. That must be an evidence. कहाँ मिलेगी वो evidence? Swadhyaya gives you. Swadhyaya gives you that enough evidence. Now you will understand why something is making sense to you. Once you find that meaning, you cannot leave it anymore. That becomes your pulse. That becomes your heartbeat. As I told you yesterday, religion, when becomes a voyage in space and time with the eternal theme, that itself is an enlightened living, a spiritual life. I think enough now. I did give you so many insights. When you do Shravana and Manana of these talks, much more you will understand. So, if you do Swadhyaya, Pramata becomes Gnata, Gnata becomes Gnani. The journey of Pramata becoming Gnata and becoming Gnani is called Gnana Marg, is called spirituality. If you don't qualify yourself as Pramata, Gnata, then you will remain as Karta and Bhokta. And as long as you are Karta, Bhokta, the consequence is samsara. Simple. If you are doer and enjoyer, then whatever you encounter is samsara. You go to Swarga, it is samsara. You Discover yourself to be pramata, one who cognizes, and gnata, one who knows, learns, and gnani, one who abides in wisdom. Then your life becomes spiritual life. Simple words. Who are you? Karta, Bhokta, Samsari. Pramata, Gnata, trying to become Gnani, progressive journey, then it is all spiritual. Wherever you are spiritual. Understand? Yadyat karma karomi, tattadakhilam, shambho tavaradhanam. I am very happy. I have robbed you of half an hour, but no problem. Such satsanga will not happen just like that. I am not a teacher who comes to places by invitation. I am not a professional speaker either. Therefore, this samavesham, this adhyayanam did not happen because someone called me here or I thought of coming here. No, it happened. We don't know when it will happen again. So, Swamiji, we look forward for meeting. Don't look forward, please leave me. Okay? आप अपने जगह रहो, मैं मेरा जगह रहता हूँ. You be there, I am here. That's all. नहीं, जन्म जन्म में आप ही हमारा गुरु बनो. अरे आप जन्म जन्म में आप भट्ट को हमें क्यों बुला रहे हो? I want you to be my guru in all janmas. Then what Vedanta are you talking now? Pata nahi. I am really like this. I am not a person who goes to places to deliver speeches and all this. I am not a speaker. I am not a professor of wisdom. I am the possessor of wisdom. Mera man, wherever my mind is directed by Bhagavan, I go there. I have no intentions of coming here, going there. As I told you yesterday, nor I come to America to collect money. I am not collection person at all. I am not interested. I am living a very happy, comfortable, joyous life. And all my activities are blessed by Bhagavan. It is his activity that I am doing. If he wants it to be done, it will be done. If he doesn't want it to be done, it will be left like that. My ego is never tied to all those things. Therefore, I am not of that kind. I am quite sure this may happen again, may not happen, will not happen. I don't know. No appointments. Therefore, half an hour dedicating, half an hour more dedicating is for our sat prayojana. It is actually prasada. Actually, we have spent time in a purposeful way. We gave ourselves blessings in this half an hour. Therefore, I have no regrets. I have not wasted your time. Rather, I have shown you the way. I gave you the principles. I gave you insights. They will be with you. I gave you my word. I can give you only words. I cannot manifest gold rings for you. I don't have all that. Nor I can promise Kundalini awakening. I am a disbeliever of all that. But I give you my word. And I am behind every word. I will stand behind every word. That's what is my gift to you. And I am happy for the temple committee who made all this possible. Also those who are involved in personally serving me. I invoke Bhagavan's blessings and his benediction on all of them, all of you, on your families. Let this blessing manifest in the form of Sarva Purushartha Siddhi. And for Nashville, one special thing. The last night, while I was contemplating on completing this topic, I got inspired. I wrote a small poem which encapsulates all these 3 sessions. I just read it before you. Where the mind is busy shaping the mind. Where the mind is busy shaping the mind. That means mind is thinking and mind is the result. Again it is falling back into the old traits and old personality of itself. Mind thinking should lead to intellect. But whereas where the mind is busy shaping the mind. Memories alone fill up the time. If mind is shaping the mind, memories fill up the time. Memories. No fresh wisdom, only memories. Past fills up the time. That's the idea. And that past, people call it as tradition. They don't know what true tradition is. Simply the habits of the past, they circulate and perpetuate in the name of tradition. Original tradition people don't follow. So all our life, we are living yesterday. Our today is but an extension of yesterday. Nothing new. When the mind is busy shaping the mind, memories alone fill up the time. Questions merely drift. No answer to find. All our wisdom turns akin to mime. Mukhabhinayam. Mime. All our wisdom turns akin to mime. But when life is lived to refine the mind, thoughts and moments move in rhyme. This is the learning where wisdom takes birth. When we live to refine the mind, when every thought, every moment move in rhyme, this is the learning where wisdom takes birth. Thus ever reflects Shri Prem Siddharth. All these three discourses are in a seed form here, so it serves as some reminder. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Krupa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namaste Stu Punar Namostu.